Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something in the meth world that never gets talked about, but it's pretty serious, and it's about how meth users rip everybody off. They rip their friends off, they rip everybody off.
Oh my god, we're fucking rich.
And to give you a good example, I remember one time outside of my bike shop, I had a bunch of parts laying around, and there was a nice 20-inch rim, a really nice rim sitting out by my door, and I stepped out. I had to go away for a while, for like a half hour, I come back, and the rim is gone. So I thought, well, that sucks. Who was over, and I wondered who ripped off my, it's only a $10 rim, it's not a big deal, but so then a week later, some guy that I know, some customer, I guess you'd call him, but I don't really deal with him too much, but he come over, and he was over, and he told me that he had a rim that he wanted to sell me. And I said, well, what kind was it? He explained it to me, and it was the exact rim. So I knew he stole the rim. So this is the kind of shit that you put up with. I mean, if you are going to do meth, you better get used to the idea of getting ripped off. Let's say, and this happens all the time, I didn't do this, but I've seen it happen all the time. Let's say a woman starts doing meth, and she lives at home with her dad. Pretty soon, her dealer or her boyfriend or whoever is the one that's supplying the meth to her. He'll come over, and I mean, they have these little tricks that they do. They've been doing for I don't know how many years, forever. Anyways, he'll say, what you up to? And she'll go, oh, I don't know, I want to get high, man. I want to get high really bad. And he'll say something like, well, all I got is this much, but I can't smoke any of it because this is for somebody else, and I got to deliver it to him. Then I can go get more. Then I'll be back, and she'll be like, oh, come on, smoke a little bit, and he'll say, no, but do you have anything that we can trade for it? And she'll be like, well, like what? Well, I know that your dad has a chainsaw. And she'll go, no, you can't have his chainsaw. He's gonna, when he comes to use it, it's not gonna be there, and then I'm gonna get in trouble. Then he'll say, well, no, all we'll do is we'll get the chainsaw, we'll bring it to my dude, and we'll just lend it to him for a little while, and then we'll get it right back, and then your dad won't even know about it. And she'll go, I don't know, we better not. Don't worry, nothing will happen. We'll get the chainsaw back to your dad's shed. He won't know anything happened, and then we'll be good. We'll have an 8-ball or something, and we'll be good. And then we'll sell the 8-ball, make our money back, and we'll pay the dealer. Everything will be cool, and we'll be fine. She'll be like, all right, sounds good. And then all of a sudden the chainsaw's gone. Then she'll be saying, where's my dad's chainsaw? He's going to be home pretty soon. On the weekends he cuts down trees, and his chainsaw's going to be gone, and he'll come back with, you know what? It got ripped off. Fuck, sorry, man. And it's just this fucking bullshit that keeps on going around and around and around and around. And it's everywhere. Or another thing, let's say I go over to somebody's house, I'm in his garage, and I'll see one of my tools. One of my favorite tools is there, and I know it's mine, and I didn't even know it was gone out of my garage. I'm not going to attack him and say, hey, that's my tool, because he didn't steal it. Some other friend of mine did and sold it to him. You see? So if I accuse him, then he's going to be pissed at me, and it's going to end bad. It's not going to end well. Which reminds me of a story. One time we were in my bike shop. We were in the back room. We're all smoking up. Me, my neighbor kid, he was about 23 years old, tough kid. And he lived across the street. He used to help me fix bikes and stuff. He was over. Another friend that I went to high school with was over, and he had light fingers. He always has. And then a couple other guys. So anyways, my one friend that I knew from high school, he takes off, and he goes home, and all of a sudden, the guy across the street says to me, "Hey, who took my pouch?" I'm like, "What pouch? I never knew you had one here." "Yeah, I had a pouch with all my shit in there, and it's gone. Do you think your buddy, do you think he took it home?" I'm like, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, let's look for it." And we're all looking for it. All four of us are looking for it. We're looking for this pouch. And I'm going, fuck, I can't believe that he would do this, you know? And the neighbor kid's going, and I go to school with his kids. I'm like, what a fucking loser and all this shit. So I'm like, "Are you sure it ain't here? We're looking. And nope, he must have took it." I said, "Well, you can't really blame him now because he made it out the door. If they steal something and they make it out the door, then they're home free. That's the whole trick, right?" So as soon as the neighbor, he says, "Well, I gotta get going. See you guys later," right? Pretty soon, I go, "What happened to my little torch, my little hand torch? It was right here. My fucking hand torch was gone. And now, I was just using it. Well, he must have took that too, right?" So 3 weeks later, my neighbor kid that was here, he went to jail. He got caught up with something. He went to jail. And the dumbass that lives across the alley, the ones I was telling you about, he come over and he told me, hey, when he was in jail, he went over and tossed his house looking for something that he owed him, right? And he found my torch that was under his bed, I guess, the hand torch. So now the neighbor kid took my torch. All this was a big fucking deal about his pouch. Maybe he didn't even have a pouch, right? Maybe my friend from high school didn't take it. I didn't accuse him of it because I knew better. Now, here's the part. The kid across the street, or the kid across the alley that went over there and found the torch, maybe he stole the torch. And he's just trying to set up the other guy across the street. So you see how this is going? This is how the meth world works. So before you smoke that first pipe or that someone introduced it to you, think twice, because you're in for a bunch of bullshit. And then another guy that I just despise, the friend or the so-called user friend that comes over, and this guy doesn't have a cell phone. He says he doesn't have a cell phone. Or does he? Because once in a while he'll call me on a cell phone. I'll say, whose cell phone are you using? "Oh, some friend of mine." "Oh yeah, put him on once." "Oh yeah, he just stepped out." So does he have a cell phone? But why does he tell everybody that he doesn't have a cell phone? You're probably wondering why, right? Because how else is he going to be able to go over to his friend's house or his acquaintance's house or his uncle's house without calling first? You see? So he comes over and he knocks on my door. Guess what? Joe's not home. So what does he do? He starts walking around and starts helping himself to anything that he can find that's out in my yard, that's or maybe the door's unlocked. I don't know, but this is my theory. But I'm sure there's something to it. And another thing, another type of guy to look out for is the guy with the super bright flashlight. Why does he need a flashlight so fucking bright? You know why? Because when he goes over to your house and you're not home, he does this. And he fucking flashes around looking for shit, grabs it, throws it in his car and leaves. They're fucking thieves. They're all thieves. And heed my warning, man. Stay away from them. They're bad news. And another thing, if a meth user or a tweaker comes over and sells you some tools, has a really good deal on a nice DeWalt drill, it's such a good deal and you're so tempted to buy it, don't buy it, because you'll be using that drill and some other friend of yours is going to come over, or someone that's not really too big of a friend of yours, but he'll say, hey, where'd you get that drill? And he'll grab it and he'll look at the bottom and it'll be some mark that he put on it, and he'll realize that it's his. Guess what? You might get punched in the face. So don't buy any stolen tools. Don't hang around with meth users. Don't smoke meth. Another story that I have. A good friend of mine, I've known him since he was 6 years old. He's been institutionalized from the age of 17 until 35. He's been in prison, and he's in prison right now. I think he said 13 times. His deal is he goes and breaks into cars and steals shit out of cars. That's what he always does. That's what he'll always do. The last time he got out, I happened to be driving by his house, and I consider him a friend still. And I stopped in and I said, "Hey, when did you get out?" And he's like, 2 days ago. I'm going, well, let's go to a NA meeting. And this is when I went to NA meetings, and he said, sure. So I got him in the NA, and he did good for about 2 weeks, and then he ran into one of his old friends, and he started stealing again. But, so he was still out running around, and I had a pair of AirPods, they're $220. And they're in my car. His dad lives 2 blocks away from me, and one morning I get up and I sit down in my car. I'm gonna take it to work, and my fucking AirPods are gone. I'm going, shit, and the glove box was someone dug in the glove box. So I knew it was him. And at this time I was driving a med cab, and one of the guys that I was driving down to the methadone clinics down in the Twin Cities, he was in the back, and I drove him down there 3 times a week so he could get his shot of methadone. And I asked him once, I said, hey, you know a guy named so-and-so? And he said, yeah, I know him. I knew it, so I said, well, I'm looking for a set of AirPods. He goes, I bought some from him the other day. I said, no shit. So I gave him $50 for my AirPods back, which was I was happy because it saved me $150, but that's the way it is, So yeah, that was pretty interesting. And then another thing about all the thievery that goes on. Like even when I was dealing, I couldn't go on a weekend camping trip. I couldn't do that because I'd basically come back to an empty house, and so that was really sad. Cameras outside your house, they're pretty worthless. I'm not going to tell you why or how, because then I'd be telling you how to steal shit. But no, just they're pretty worthless. And the pandemic, there must have been a big surge in theft when that was going on. I mean, whenever I saw a person on a bike with a mask on, why would you need a mask on a bike in the fresh air? It's either the bike is stolen, he's on his way to steal something, or he's got a warrant. That's the first thing that popped in my head. So, yeah, that's about all I got on this topic for now. But trust me, there's going to be a lot more about theft, thievery, deceit with meth users. So, don't use meth. Get on with your life. Get a good job. And raise a family. And leave the idea of doing meth behind. If you like this episode, leave a like. Leave a comment. Ask me any question. I'll answer it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.